Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Real World Magic, where we make your life more magical. My name is Neil and I'm going to be your magical host, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about fairies. Real fairies. What do they actually look like? And yes, I have seen them, so I would know. So recently I've been watching Fate, the Winx saga on Netflix, and it's about fairies and fairy magic, so I figured I'd do a quick video about fairy magic. But before I do, I just wanted to cover off a fundamental part of fairy magic, and that's something called glamour. Now, glamour is the magic of appearance. Oh yeah. Not the way that someone appears, as in pops into existence, but the way that they look. A glamour spell is a fairy magic spell that allows the caster, whether fairy or human, to change the way that they look. Hello! And with that in mind, it can be very hard to know what a fairy actually looks like, because they can change their appearance. Now, I've actually done a little video about fairies, linked up here. Check it out. And these are fairies that you might see around your home, and several people mention Winx in it. I didn't really get it at the time, but I do now, I think. I think I probably do. Do I? I probably do. So in this video, I wanted to talk about what happens in the Winx saga and how that links to fairy magic, and I might even do a real fairy spell or two in this video. Who knows? Now, I should probably warn you that there could be the odd spoiler or two in here as well, so if you don't know anything about the Winx saga right now, and you don't want spoilers, then navigate away to, I don't know, pooping unicorns or something like this video.
This is where your ice cream comes from. They're good at pooping.
Also, the main difference between me and a fairy is that I'm mortal, so I need to use a wand to cast my spells. Like if I was to replace a baby with a fairy, I'd do something like this and conjure a baby, then I'd turn it into a fairy. Yeah, that sort of thing. Right then, so I think we're going to need to begin. And now all you need to do is like, comment, subscribe down below, ding that bell button to turn on notifications, give me £1 million if you've got it spare. That'd be nice. Hold on to your sorting hats, because it's coming up right after this. Okay, so fairies are meddlesome little creatures that cause magic to be done, whether you like it or not, because they're kind of made of magic. But is that actually true? Do fairies really exist? Well, most people think that fairies look like this. Tiny, pretty, skinny little ladies with delicate wings, skimpy outfits, and frankly, kind of sexy. Slightly morally questionable poses, perhaps? Hello, Tinkerbell. Especially as they're quite often quite childlike physiques. Well, I'm here to tell you that not all fairies do look like that. Now, I mentioned Brian Froud before in that video that I already linked up there somewhere. He co-created Jim Henson's film Labyrinth. You know, the one with David Bowie in the tight pants? Well, in that film, it's possibly the most fairy-like of any mainstream film ever, except possibly Pan's Labyrinth. Just for clarity too, don't mix up those two movies. One is totally okay to watch with kids, the other really isn't. Just remember, Pan's Labyrinth is the one with the anemic grandma with eyes in her hands.
Oh my god!
Yeah, creepy. Okay, so either example is a fairly good one for fairies. Fairies aren't always pretty little beings, and now don't get me wrong, they can be beautiful. Did I tell you that I've seen a fairy? Well, I did. I know that may sound totally mad, but I can honestly say that I've seen a fairy and nobody can tell me otherwise. It was a glowing golden light with brightly coloured thin wings. She was quite naked, I guess, in the middle of the glow. She was almost white, but like the glowing rod of iron rather than like a light bulb. It was kind of like giving off a magnesium burn of light, but I don't feel like I saw her with my eyes, and that isn't going to make an awful lot of sense to most of you, and that's kind of okay. I'm not really sure whether I really believe me either. But all joking aside, no, seriously for a moment, it was a profound experience that I can't be talked out of. I know what I saw, or what I thought I saw at the time, and I wasn't high or anything.
Oh, really?
So that's the thing about fairy magic. Not everybody can see fairies. Not everybody can understand what it's like, even if you do see it. And not everybody can explain what it's like, even if they do experience it. It's kind of like explaining to someone who was born without eyes what a sunset looks like. I can't explain the sight of a fairy because I don't feel like I really saw her with my eyes. And this is going to sound really weird. It's like seeing her with my mind, or, and this is going to sound really corny, perhaps even I saw her with my heart. Yeah, I know. So this is the thing about fairy magic, right? So I couldn't kind of explain it at all to anyone. But let's just assume for a second that you're kind of with me on this. So with the Winx saga, there's this whole other land, other world, other realm, I suppose, and it kind of starts in that. Now this is like a dimension thing. So do dimensions exist? Yes, certainly. We've got 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension, and even 4 dimension. This sounds like a weird hop, skip and a jump kind of game. 1 dimension, 2 dimension, 3 dimension, 4.
Hi, welcome to Sesame Street!
Time being the 4th dimension. Is there a 5th dimension? Yes. According to string theory, there's up to like 13. So yeah, potentially there's tons and tons and tons of different dimensions. They're all in this multiverse, which is interesting because the word universe means everything, and multiverse means multiple everythings, which is an oxymoron. So the term multiverse is an oxymoron in one word. Interesting. I think it's interesting. It's probably not interesting at all, is it? No. So in this Winx saga, not only do they have multiple universes, which potentially could be possible, and science says that actually it's very likely, we've also got things like a force field. Is a force field possible? Not really the way that it's portrayed, because it's like this thin gossamer that protects the things that are inside the bubble from the things that are outside the bubble. Now we've got other things like that, like a fire circle would protect villages from wild animals like hyenas from entering into the village. So they used to put little tiki torches burning at night to keep all of these nasty little creatures away. And this is kind of where the whole myth of the werewolf came from, that all these nasty creatures would be roaming around outside of the village. And they often were actual wolves. They were often accompanied by the local lunatic, a word that comes from the moon, luna. Lunatic being literally mad because of the moon. And so this is where the whole werewolf myth came from. Someone might go out for a walk in the full moon because they're kind of obsessed, or a lunatic, mentally unwell. They go out outside of the confines of the village and outside of the confines of the tiki torches, where the wolves are known to roam. They're howling at the moon, and so the people inside the village only see a man leaving the village, shortly to be replaced by a wolf roaming on the outskirts. And so in their mind they're thinking, that guy's turned into a wolf. I don't know why, because that's quite a jump. I would just think, guy left, wolf turned up. I wouldn't necessarily put those two things together. But maybe I'm just too educated. Yeah, clearly. So yeah, force fields sort of exist to keep out baddies, I guess. Now I haven't seen too much of this Winx saga, but what I have seen I did quite like. There were people with special powers. These fairies with magic would be able to control the elements, the earth fairies and the fire fairies and the wind fairies and the water fairies, and all of these different elements put together combine to create an ultimate elemental. I presume that's kind of where the story's going. I don't know, I haven't watched all of it. You tell me. Put it down in the comments, please do. Tell me I'm wrong, that's fine. But being able to conjure fire from your hands, I reckon I'd be able to do that. Yeah, I know, special effects. Brilliant, isn't it? Now, like I said, not all fairies look the same. Some of them are pretty diddy, some of them are full size, some of them are ugly, some of them are pretty, some of them are male, all of that sort of stuff. So they are different. And if you want to find out more about that, I'll put some links down in the description as well to other videos that I've done on fairies, if you're interested. That's pretty much it from me. I told you it was a fairly quick one. Yeah, sorry to disappoint, but thanks very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did like this video, click on that like button, subscribe for more of this sort of stuff, ding that bell button if you're going to, and also you can get loads of cool stuff like these wonderful people did. These are my patrons and members, and they get discounts on my store. They help me out every month, but they also get loads of other cool stuff like an apparition license or special videos or free gifts. They're entered into prize draws. I listen to these people more than anybody else, except for my wife, because I've definitely got to listen to her. And yeah, these guys really give me some awesome advice and ideas, and I listen to them and turn it into videos for you, for your delectation. There are some awesome benefits to being a member, and it only costs £1.99 a month, so consider it. Let's do it. There are different tiers as well, so you get more benefits as you go up. I'm not going to push it too hard. You can also go to my website, realworldmagic.net. You can check me out on Patreon. You can go to my Etsy store. All of the links are down in the description, and it'll be lovely to see you there and buy some of my stuff. Definitely do that. Very important. So that's pretty much it from me for now. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'll see you again next time with some more magical awesomeness. But until next time, as always, stay magical. Now, recently I've been watching the... What have I been watching? I don't know what I've been watching. I've been watching loads of crap. Whatever. Glamour is the magic of appearance. It is, apparently. I promise. So, in this video, I'm going to cough my guts up, apparently. I really am going to cough my guts up. Crikey. Wow. So, like, if I was to... If I was to speak English, that would really help this video. To me, to you. I don't know, what am I talking about? We've also got other things. Let's apparate out. I'm not going to click out this time. I'm going to apparate. Am I? Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Please subscribe to Real World Magic. While you're there, click the bell button to be notified of future uploads, and have a look at all of my social stuff. Remember to donate on Patreon if you really, really liked it, and I'll see you again next week.